Now we are preparing a cross table using explore option from the analyze menu, and we are preparing cross tabulation for the total score achieved. In the factor we are taking it the family type, gender, medical illnesses, type of family, and as a dependent list we are selecting a total score on tobacco, and later on we can select alcohol and so on. So gender wise it has a score, mean score total on tobacco 1.42, 0.53. Similarly, we can prepare the total score and its comparison with the various category for alcohol also. Then we can have the cross tabulation for the question 9, which is having a separate format. So question 9, this one. Question 9 is having something else. Means it is having a this question is kind of like what was the age of stating the substance use for all the substance that you said yes to using in the first question. 10 years or less. So age of starting, it is the age of starting 11 to 12. So different age group 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, total 9 category. So let us do that. We will have a frequency distribution. Reset for the question 9. So this category. So this is the histogram, this is the frequency diagram for the tobacco product alcoholic beverages as per their age of starting. So most of the people have started in the later part of life, majority. Zero means no. Not applicable. Zero means not applicable. Otherwise it is 1 to 10 years or less, 12, 11 to 12, 13 to 14. And which category is having highest percentage? Starting 2.6, 6 and 7. So that is 6 and 7. It is 90 to 20 and more than 20 years. So majority has started after 20 years. We can prepare last cross tabulation as per the gender wise. Any difference of starting this kind of agent, substances. So male, most of the male started after 20 years, but female it is less than 20 years. Not significant. Statistically not significant. For the alcohol also started after 12-20. Female also same, statistically significant. So whether it is male or female, they are starting after almost 20 years or so. Alright, so this is it. In the final part, we will show you the final report that after analysis, final analysis, what we have included in the final report. Welcome back, friends. This is the final part of the series of lectures where we started analyzing data on study named as Study of Substance Abuse Among Medical Students using WHO assist scale. So where we started with the importing data from the Excel file, then we did lot of cleaning, we defined variable, measurement, we did define values, we also defined labels, and finally our data was ready for the analysis. We prepared a lot of frequency distribution, we applied mean, we also prepared various graphs, cross tabulation, we also did chi-square analysis in our data. We prepared a lot of tables. So if we look at our output, you will come to know that there are a lot of things we have prepared so far. Alright, so this is our output file where we saved all of our analysis, the frequency distribution, graphs, charts, cross tabulation, mean, percentage, whatever analysis we did in our last 5 classes, in our last 5 sessions, that all analysis has been saved in this output file. You can select all, and you can export this output as a Word file so that you can edit and copy paste in a separate report file. So you have to use path where you want to save, give it a name, whatever you wish to give, final output, then hit save. So it would be saved at specific folder. Alright, so all the data that we analyzed and saved in output file are now exported to our Word file. Now let us open the Word file and look what analysis or which are the tables we have prepared. So alright, this is the Word file having all the output that is we generated while analyzing our data. It is having frequency distribution, all the tables we have created. It is also having charts. So how many pages? So it is having approximately 347 pages. Still loading. So a lot of data, a lot of charts, tables we have created. Now it is up to us which are the tables and graphs we want to include in our final report. So we will be discussing today a final report. So what is the ultimate outcome of this analysis project or this case study, what we finally prepared? Because our objective is to analyze data and finally present in a manner that the people can understand or our audience can understand. Our audience can be a common people, it can be they can be a scientific people, they can be a medical fraternity, so anyone. So depending upon the audience we have to prepare our report. Most of the time we want to submit our report in the form of the scientific article or journal article to a scientific publication in a journal or to some government organization or a body like ICMR. We want to submit our report, final report. So it is having around more than 700 pages, all the analysis. But we are not going to include each and every tables and charts, but depending upon our requirement or our purpose. Now how to know the purpose? So basically it goes with our aims and objective. So what was our objective? What was the objective of our study? So let us go back and see our objective to do this study. Why we started this study? Alright, so this is our objective, aims and objective. To study the extent and patterns of substance use in undergraduate students of healthcare professional courses at an institute in South Gujarat. To study the association between substance use and demographic variables. So what we want to do, we just want to document that what is the pattern of substance abuse, which are the substance students are consuming, what is the proportion, what is the pattern in male, female, age group wise, then year wise, first year, second year, and study its association between the substance abuse and demography, gender wise, year wise, hostelite, home. So these kind of differences, having a substance abuse at home, family history, psychiatric illness, having personal psychiatric illness, these kind of things we want to document. So finally we will, from the final output, we will start producing a really very good tables. So my first table would be table 1, socio-demographic variables, where I would be including age, where I will be showing mean age of our participant, gender. Even in the beginning of this case series, in the first part, also I mentioned that most of the time our first table would be a socio-demographic characteristic of our study participant. So age, gender, male, female, its proportion, course of the study, how many students were MBBS, BSc nursing or physiotherapy. Then their family type, nuclear joint, current living arrangement, history of medical illness, secretary. So this is kind of frequency distribution. Then our second table would be extent of substance abuse. So total participant, non-user and user. Even among non-user, we have a category low, moderate, high user. So tobacco, alcoholic, cannabis, amphetamine, sedatives, hallucinogens is percentage. So we can see here total user percentage wise maximum user are alcoholic followed by 7.1 tobacco and then cannabis and decrease in frequency in the other substances. So this is how we report your data. Then table 3 is number of substance use category reported by single study participant. Number of student participant 91 of number of substance used by single participant 1 more than 3. So 6%, 46%, 46 people, that is around 50% is having only one substance. But the 6.5% also reported more than 3 kind of substance they are using. This is the same thing, chart, pie diagram. So you can present your data in the table format or in the chart format. When you are visually presenting your data, it is better to have a chart which can be understood and you can involve your audience. Your audience can interact. But while presenting your data in the report format, in a paper format, or in the kind of book or publication, then it is better to have a tables. And finally, it is also depending upon your need. So, what is best for your data? Whether chart representing a good case scenario or a tables. If the chart is conveying your message properly, then you should use chart. If the table is conveying your message properly, then you should use a tables. So that is how you decide. When you are having the data less than one or two line, few data, then you should not go for tables. You should rather mention it in the text. When you are having the data which is more than 2 to 3 lines, then it should be presented as tables. And if it is visually more appealing, then it should be framed as graph, because graph is having a better appeal. And you should not duplicate your data in the table as well as in the graph format. Should always decide what will be the better approach, graph or tables, not the both. Then here we have table 4, age of onset of substance abuse, substance use, tobacco product, and the age of onset. So majority, we are interested in percentage. So out of 33, 36, so majority percentage 36.4, that is 12, having 19 to 20 years age group, followed by more than 20 years. So that is how you describe your data, which is known as descriptive statistic. So similarly, we have this kind of data for all substance. Then we have correlation between substance use with socio-demographic variable. So course of study, so this is how you compare your data descriptively, 51%, 16.5%. So the participant were majority were 16.5% MBBS student. So this is descriptive statistic, but it should be followed by your chi-square. So that is the inferential statistic which tell us whether it is statistically significant or not. So here they have mentioned the p-value, that is significant or not. And this is for table 6, distribution of tobacco alcohol cannabis among MBBS student. So graph as well as we have a tables, distribution, physiotherapy, distribution of tobacco alcohol as per gender. So whether the male or the female are having more consumption. So as far as the tobacco is concerned, male users are 10.6, female are 4.9, and it is statistically significant. So male are using more. Alcohol also 21.8 and 11.3. So male are affected or male are using more. Similarly, this is a cluster bar diagram. So in the same thing, 10 year of study. So this is the cost tabulation using the demographic variable. So what we have shown here, year of study, the name of the substance, year wise, and whether it is significant or not. You present your data. So the first row is having the heading, variable labels, type of family or the characteristic, then user, non-user, total, and p-value. Table 11, distribution of hallucinogens, use and type of family. So it is more among extended family. It is more among extended family and it's statistically significant. Living arrangement. Then the qualitative data. We also did a analysis for qualitative data, categorical data, whether the person tried to quit the substance use. And if yes, then why, how, and at what time he started to quit. So this kind of question were there, and this is also presented in the form of frequency distribution. Also this part we haven't. Okay, so this is a discussion and final conclusion. So what is the conclusion? The study provides a cross-sectional snapshot of extent of substance use in medical and paramedical students of particular institute, where alcohol is the most prevalent substance, then followed by the other substance, age of onset, majority of MBBS student, future study. So this is how we report our study in a final report followed by references. So this is the final report format. So out of 700 pages, we could able to minimize it to 10 to 15 pages with beautiful tables and charts. So friends, finally we are concluding this 5-part case series on SPSS data analysis using the real study on substance abuse among medical student, medical professional using WHO assist scale. Thank you for joining. If you are first time here, don't forget to leave us like and subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon. See you in the next video really very soon. Thank you.